Back cut instead will fire, won't get it. And the rebound, Evora.
Skyhawks with 2 open looks, 2 misses.
Stonehill field goal percentage shooting this year has not been good. 11. Back up top, Rojas has some room, driving through, and they're going to get the foul on Brianna Purcell. Cassandra Falone is into the game now for St. Michael's. Free throw line as Diabate picks up her first foul. So 2 free throws for Maddie. Thrown away. Stonehill leads by 8 with 2:11 to go in the opening quarter. 2 a game.
Very good defense there. She moved her feet and was able to block the shot without getting called for the fouls. And very
nobody there, and she just rushed it.
Yep.
Good for her. Delaney picks up the foul.
That'd still be down there. They'd have the medics over, everything.
Stonehill trying to increase their lead to 16 seconds left in the first half. Stonehill will get the opportunity to take the final shot. Here's Rojas now for Stonehill. Jumper won't fall for Diabate. Back the other way, Evora. Indira Evora got stripped on the way through. Out of it up, had it stolen away. Diabate tracks it down in the corner. Back down inside for grip. 4-2 on the foul. Slip again. Facing up. Gives it up for Carter. Back down inside for Hyslip. Inside 2 for Warnham.
Oh, it's
8 points a game. They've got 55 already. St. Michael's also averages 58 a game, and they are struggling to score tonight. 10 seconds to shoot. Missed them all. Inside, little jump hook is off the mark for Delaney. The rebound to Ross. Evora now for Akintetade. 19. Shaw. Hyslip straight away. Gives it back for Rojas. 8 to shoot. Loop down inside. Boy, it's just been too easy inside. Diabate, nice pass that time.
Let's see, letting the Skyhawks run the clock down here.
Shaw. With her first points of the fourth quarter in Merrimack. Haven't seen any change in that. Now driving, and there's 2. Rojas with 11 points.
I mean, going into the game, we were just treating it as if it were a playoff game, even though, I mean, it's not. We were totally treating it that way. We knew, obviously, that we had to win. There was no other option. So I think that we were just kind of playing like that, and we've been playing like that in practice, too. Like, all the practices leading up to this, we've just been completely going as hard as we can and competing, and it all started there.
I mean, you guys inside, yourself, Monty, Kate, and Taylor, I mean, you guys are rebounding by almost 20. I mean, you just talk about what you guys have done since Courtney's gone down to really kind of pick things up inside, because I think it's been 2 or 3 games now where you guys have really, stepped up.
Right. I think that we've realized that when we work the ball in, things happen for us. I think we know that once we get it inside, it opens up outside and inside as well. So we've really been working on focusing on pushing right from the beginning. Push it up, look in, get those moves early, and then once they're sinking in, we can look out. And we're strong, like you said. Taylor, Mati, Kate, getting those rebounds, like, it's huge for us. So we've been taking advantage.
How confident do you feel the team kind of getting? I mean, you guys have had peaks and valleys, and Kelly goes out, Courtney goes out, and you guys kind of seem to, maybe it takes a game or 2, but you guys kind of build a little confidence again. And now I think after the last 5 quarters, really that confidence is starting to boost again, heading into obviously the most important time on Friday.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've faced so much adversity. So many things have happened this year, and I think the biggest thing is just having an attack mentality despite it. So these things happen and we kind of get like a chip on our shoulder, and it makes us play even harder. And also seeing Courtney, Kelly, Casey on the bench and knowing how hard they work and their work ethic, I think that we all kind of have now that higher work ethic there, and we want to play for them. So.
Obviously, a chance another home game in a year where you guys really haven't had a ton of home games.
Yeah.
How special is it to be able to maybe not make the postseason, but now also have a home game on Friday?
It's unreal. And, you know, coming to this point, I don't think that any of us really even thought that that was in the cards for us to have our first game be a home game. And I think that that has just been about the process and keeping it simple, and each new day just focusing on what we need to focus on for that day and battling. And now we have it, and we are so excited.
I think our kids just really, start to finish, played poised. They brought an intensity, you know, just making hustle plays, offensive rebounds. We had 19 offensive rebounds. I mean, those are big plays. And I think across the board, people just stepped in. Kids coming off the bench played great. So I couldn't be more proud of this team. You know, just we've obviously been through a lot with losing Kelly at the beginning of the year and having obviously Courtney out now. You know, it speaks to this team and how they've kept themselves ready and stayed, you know, ready to be called upon. And you know, a kid like Grace Carter, again, I think, you know, she's played great these last 3 games, and you know, her stat line isn't even showing what she's bringing. Just she's getting deflections, and she's guarding, you know, 33 on St. Mike's is an unbelievable scorer. And when Grace was matching up with her, she was doing a great job of, you know, forcing her into tougher shots, which was really impressive.
It really all started with Sam.
Exactly.
I think, I mean, just her intensity. Really, I thought she really set the tone in that first quarter, and you know, everyone else obviously rallied around her. But I mean, 18, 8, and 5 assists. I mean,
absolutely. Like, you can't say enough about what she's doing, like on both ends of the court for us. And obviously, you know, even at SNU on Saturday and tonight, she's not getting covered by one person. It's, you know, a team effort, and you know, she's still scoring, you know, double-digit points and getting those rebounds for us. She's playing like just a leader. You know, she's that refused to lose, and she's going to do everything she can to get us that win, and has for these last 2 for sure.
Mati continues to play well. We kind of talked about her last week, you know, but she's, again, I think strung 4 or 5 straight games where she's had double figures and been your rebounding leaders.
Absolutely. And, you know, she's finally, I think, getting to that place where she has way more confidence when she's stepping on the floor in terms of her ability to affect the game. You know, her numbers shooting-wise at Southern New Hampshire on Saturday weren't great, but she knew I need to do something else, and she rebounded the ball very, very well, and then had some big buckets for us in the fourth quarter, and I think she did the same thing tonight, and you can just see that confidence. And defensively, she certainly has the ability to affect plays.
Taylor Wernham, 9 and 9 tonight. Again, had another strong game for you guys off the bench on Saturday. Another player that's really kind of, when the chips are on the line here, really stepped up for you guys.
Exactly. Just, again, I think Taylor's playing with a different intensity and understanding her role when she gets in there, and another huge rebounding night. And certainly, when you look at those numbers, that's the difference in how we were able to, like, maintain that lead, where I think earlier in the season, that's where we were struggling. And, like, a Kate Ross had 9 rebounds tonight, and you know, there's a kid that's knowing her role and doing her job, and that's made such a difference for us.
I don't know. I mean, I know you guys are on the court Saturday, but you know, you're halfway through the third quarter. You know, you're down. St. Michael's is winning. Merrimack's winning, and now a game and a quarter and a half later, you're hosting on Friday night. I mean,
it has to make you laugh.
I mean,
I know.
Obviously, the message during timeouts and stuff on Saturdays, you got to. I mean, at the point, you just got to win and find a way. Just what's the team what's kind of
it really hasn't been that, you know, because we're still a young team that we're putting on the court right now, and really, you know, even tonight, it wasn't about, okay, we got to get this win. It was, you know, let's go out and do the same thing we did Saturday. We started the game strong. We controlled controllables on the defensive end. We communicated better. We're rebounding the ball. That's a controllable, and that's all we were focusing on. And you know, obviously, we talk all the time. If the process is good, the outcome's going to be good, and that certainly has, proven true these last 2 games. And as you said, now we're hosting a game. It's fabulous.
Yeah, in a season where home games have been sparse here.
Exactly.
Kind of weird.
Challenge.
I'll lose my thought here a little bit, but what's are you more, obviously you're happy to keep the string going with postseason appearance, but how much it may also be just another game for these guys to play together and on Friday night? Is it? I
mean, this team. The one thing I'll say is they've brought a great, chemistry and energy. Even when we were struggling during the season, and when we lost at Merrimack and Courtney went out, it's not a team that showed up the next day or whenever we practiced after that. They showed up ready to go, and I think there's a little bit of that resilience to this team. We certainly, at times this season we haven't executed well, we've struggled defensively, but that resilience is why we're here and hosting a game. They've worked hard to get better. They've worked hard to fill those spaces that we certainly have been missing. And I think that, in these last 2 games, tonight was one of the best games we've played all year. I think start to finish and controlling the controllables, that's a great feeling going into hosting a playoff game. Feel good about it.
Senior night, Casey McLaughlin, 2 games, to start, and then, obviously the concussion and haven't seen the course since. But let's talk about her and what she's kind of meant to the team. I mean, and her story kind of.
I know. It's been so hard for Casey. She was such a talented player coming out of high school. Local kid, global scholastic. She won a state championship her senior year. Just, we were so excited to get her here, and her athleticism and her ability to rebound the ball actually was phenomenal. And, certainly she came in, and we were talking recently, Kelly Martin and Casey came in together, and they both came in just really in great shape for freshmen. They did very well in the preseason, so, we were so excited. She had a great first weekend. We were down in Florida in a tournament, and she had 2 double-doubles. Was amazing, and then just unfortunately, got concussed and has never recovered from it. But to speak to Casey's character, she's always stayed involved in this program, and the kids respect that. They've talked about this year, she's on the bench. You got to play for something different. You've got to play for a kid who doesn't have that ability to step on the court anymore, who loves this game. So, our kids have been really good in honoring that for her. And, just Casey's done an amazing job through, an injury that people can't see. That's been, just dizziness and headaches and, just struggling to do reading in class. She's been on the dean's list every semester, and that speaks volumes again to the kid that Casey is. So very proud of her there.
So one more game Friday night.
Hey,
and
whammo, when to move on.
I guess, obviously excitement just to keep the season going.
Yeah. Well, I think with this team too, every ability we have for that next game to get into the playoff situation. We've got some young kids playing that need to be in a playoff situation. What does it mean to host a game? How do we prepare for this? So all of that is just going to be great experience as we move forward with this group.